there's obviously the Lich that we have to take care of first.
Kill the beast.
Um. mm, Jacob, do you mind running Samuel?
Sure.
I just didn't want to run him because you guys are kind of at a critical juncture, and I want this victory to be all your own. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have him already.
Back to the sheet.
I was going to say, I have his sheet already ready to you. And, he's just a strict fighter, so there's not too much involved. He has some, guarding features, I guess is how I would put it best. He's got 3 warding maneuvers left, no action surge, and no second wind, but he does have Indomitable left.
Yeah. Okay.
If everyone's ready, the lair action is the Lich summons a bunch more Banshees who are down on the bottom level with your squishier characters. So, that out of the way, Albion, you can start this battle proper. I skipped to Samuel, but it's you.
Yeah. Alright. Well, he's going to start off with his. Where's that?
Smash.
Trying to find his whip.
Oh, no. Sorry, you start off. I skipped past you, but
Okay.
you proper start off.
Okay. Well, in that case, Halbjorn's gonna go in for 3 weapon attacks. Come on, baby. Let's crit. 1, 2, 3.
And to keep things interesting, he's gonna burn a 2nd level spell slot for shield, even though he gets no added benefit. So I think that'll. Oh, you still get the first one. That's helpful.
Yeah.
Because it is a crit. So what do we get out of that one? 21, 13, 34. Anything
Very
else?
nice.
Sorry again.
Oh, I was just thinking, very nice.
Yeah.
Let me see if I have any bonus action spells I can do. He's already concentrating on something. Doesn't have any smites because he's not a paladin for whatever crazy reason.
I'll be honest, I think the way we tend to play, I don't even know that a paladin would be great in our style of campaign. We tend to do enough combats, they're not going to have enough spell slots to smite reliably.
I've never had a problem with that.
I mean, they're not going to be bad. I'm not saying they're going to be awful or anything, but the reason a lot of paladins tend to be overpowered is the way a lot of people play 5e. You do like 2 combats a day. So then you can just smite on basically every successful hit, and then they're just insane.
Yeah.
I usually play mine as more of a tank. And I only smite on crits because what's the point, you know? But
But imagine you had enough spell slots that imagine you did 2 combats a day and only made 10 attacks. So you can smite on basically every successful hit.
yeah, I could.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Let's see.
That's why paladins tend to be busted. Or why a lot of people perceive paladins to be busted, I should say.
Sorry, I've got a +11 to attack. So what's the 10 on that? Yeah, that's it for him.
Okay, Samuel's up next.
All right, then we'll switch over to Samuel. Still can't find his whip. Is it the +1 whip?
No, it's listed as something else, I believe.
Oh,
Dragon's Tail. Yeah.
might help if I stop looking in his inventory and add his attacks and spellcasting.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's going to attack 1, 2, 3 times with that. Once with his whip +1, and if memory serves, he has to roll a d6 to determine the damage.
Yeah, to determine the damage type for a special.
Okay. A6. What's that get him? Probably has a reference sheet, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. And there's a general reference sheet, but I will look. Give me 1 second. Somewhere. Here we go. Get out of that. Oh, fuck. She has it. Sorry, it's going to take a second because my wife is very computer illiterate for someone in our generation. So she doesn't understand that there's a difference between how much hard drive space there is and how much RAM the computer is using.
Mm-hmm.
So so because of that we don't have Adobe. So PDFs open up in Microsoft Edge. It's awful.
That is unfortunate.
Not as unfortunate as 6 is necrotic.
Damn it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I don't think I need to explain further. I still get 2 hits that hit, or 3 hits. For 25.
Yeah,
That's not bad.
good.
Anything else? It's
No,
action,
that's all
bonus
he's got.
action. Nina?
Nina is in a very uncomfortable spot. So what I was thinking, something that I'm guessing, she would do is, no, that's not the right one. Not Blight. Dimension Door, is a teleportation, which I'm guessing means it doesn't incur an attack of opportunity because she
Is that
just
correct?
blinks away.
That is how it works.
That is how it works.
So
You are correct.
fabulous. So instead of, well, fuck. Why did I volunteer to do this?
Because you wanted to expand your horizons.
Knowledge is power, my friend.
Yeah, well, that's the anxiety cake I have, thank you. Okay. Okay, yes. Well, okay. So if we use Dimension Door and teleport away from this sticky situation, I'm going to be taking her out of the danger zone. But then I'm using her turn and a spell slot, instead of attacking. And you know what? That's fine. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use Dimension Door and we're gonna teleport away so that she doesn't get attacked.
Nice.
So then to do that, Okay.
So where would you like to go? I know it says specifically distance and direction, but I mean, feel free to just move. You have
Okay.
500 feet to move, so anywhere you want on the map.
Well, I don't think I want to go too far away. I just want to get out of the way of the banshees. So I think there will be fine.
Anything else?
Um, she has
A couple.
cantrips that she can cast, right?
Well, I was gonna say she might have some bonus action regular spells.
I think Dimension Door is a bonus action, actually.
No, Dimension Door is an action, unfortunately.
Yeah, I thought it was. I
Cast
thought
anytime.
no, you're right. Well, she,
But produce flame.
that's
That
an
was
action.
not quite how I wanted to do that. That is an action. Yep. Okay. Um, I don't know that.
If you don't want to
I
do anything else, that's fine too. Don't feel pressured
can't
to.
even think of anything to do anything else. So yeah, I'm gonna continue thinking, but we'll move on and somebody else can do things.
Okay. Ciela, it's your go. Yeah,
Okay.
spiritual weapon up here still. Just FYI.
Yep, I see the block. I don't remember what level. How did I cast it at level?
High.
Yeah, that would be level 4. And it's at advantage because Harlan's on the other side.
Ooh, there we
28.
go. 28's good. Mr. Litchi is not looking very good at all.
And then she's. Well, since he still has shield up, right? Because it hasn't been his turn yet.
Correct.
Alrighty, I'm gonna do something slightly suboptimal just so that I don't have to attack his massive AC shield and cast Sacred Flame. You're gonna make a dex save.
Ooh.
Probably optimal for this scenario, but probably overall suboptimal.
Ooh, he
Fails.
fails
Not bad.
for 17.
And that's like 1.5 average Eldritch Blasts, and I don't think maybe one of those would hit. So
You're probably in about the same spot, given the scenario.
yeah, probably a little better, but not much.
Anything else? Action, bonus action, any movement?
No, that's it.
Aelin, it's you. And you have less to be
Okay.
worried about.
All right, so we have got banshees all over the place. Let's see. So let's see. I think I don't want to move too far away, but I don't want to go there. Okay, so I'm gonna go here and attack. Maybe. There we go.
Here we go. And on Frau Banshee, all of those hit. 'Cause they have shit for AC. So we got 12. We got 14. And 31. Ooh, that Banshee is barely alive. Anything else?
Not for Aelin. That's it.
Okay, well, Litchi is going to burn his 3 legendary actions for something he hasn't done yet. Mind blasting. It's gonna hit Harlan and Samuel. An 18 DC intelligence save or 27 psychic damage and be stunned for a minute. But you can reroll.
In a 60-foot cone, you said?
Yeah, but I mean, he doesn't have a big enough, like the way he's facing, he doesn't have a good way to.
Okay. Use that cone to his full advantage.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna make an int roll. I got nothing else. I failed.
Oh.
So 27 and stun. Do any of you guys want to reroll the stun?
Yeah, he'll use a charge of free to reroll it.
No, it's good.
Haha. So Harlan, you're not stunned. You still take damage. Samuel,
Yeah,
unfortunately, you're still stunned.
just short. That's unfortunate. Okay.
And now Litchi's turn. What to do? What to do? He's going to cast man, why do I feel so nervous about Okay. Harlan, it's a sucker save.
Save a sec. I'm gonna start by counterspelling it with Harlan.
What?
I'm gonna start by counterspelling it with Harlan.
Oh, that's good.
At doesn't matter what level. So it's right.
This is at 6, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we got to roll a
16.
yeah. It's a wisdom, generic wisdom roll, so it's a d20 plus 5.
Come on, baby, you got this.
Nat 20.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh. Oh, that terrified me. I gotta be completely honest.
I'd have been okay with it. Dying in glory. That's awesome.
I mean, sure, but I have I have anxiety about killing off characters.
I love making characters. So
Okay, that's it for Mr. Litchi. Harlan, it's your go.
magic missile at 5th level. 35 points of force damage.
Ooh, That's good. Okay. He's definitely towards that bottom end of the slope. Harlan, anything else?
No, that's my action. I don't have any bonus
I-
actions, so.
Now we have Frau Banshees. This one's gonna move here. This one's gonna move here. This one's gonna move here. And then first two attacks, I'm gonna guess are not gonna hit. One's on Aelin, one's on Ciela. 15, no. 24 on Ciela.
Ooh, ouch.
I mean, 24 points of necrotic damage isn't a breaker fail
No.
scenario. The other two are gonna wail. So that's gonna include pretty much everyone. Not pretty much everyone. Actually, everyone. Everyone makes the DC 13 Constitution save.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Aelin, is that you
Uh,
proper? Or is that Nina?
No, that was Aelin. I'm gonna use my Indomitable. No,
Ooh.
wait a minute. I'm just a
I would-
wait. So it's a be frightened.
No, it's on a failure, creature drops to 0.
Oh well, shit. Yeah, I'm gonna use my Indomitable and reroll that.
Good.
That's Aelin's.
There you go.
Now I'm going to do Nina's.
Unfortunately, Nina does not have an Indomitable.
13 with it though.
Yeah, 13 does pass.
Okay.
just by the skin of her teeth.
So this
Whoa.
is going to be Halbjorn. Maybe. Let me click it again.
Halbjorn, this is not the time to roll a 1.
There we go. 13. Come on, Samuel. Wait. So what does the whale do? Sorry, not the whale, but stunned.
It's not for Constitution saves.
Okay.
Strength and Dex.
Okay.
You should burn that Indomitable. You don't have to, but
Yeah, I
recommendation.
trust you not to use that one attack on him while he's not here.
Woo!
Look at us, scraping by the skin of our
A
fucking teeth.
few of you. Lichy over here is gonna burn a tentacle attack, legendary action on Samuel. 15 doesn't hit though, so we're all good. 'Cause you're not prone. Which I found out that prone is, I feel like, fucking worse than stunned.
Only if you're in melee range. Nice.
Oh my god, it's that time. Yeah, I did not realize what time it is.
It's layer time.
It's lair time.
Yeah, that too, but it's also time for me to try and get the fuck out of work.
Oh yeah. The best time.
Okay. Son of a bitch. I can't type a password. There we go.
No. For the lair action, on Ciela, she has to make an 18 Constitution save, taking 52 on a fail and half on a success.
Oh,
Plug it back in.
got it in one.
Whew.
Nice. Okay.
Halbjorn, it's Big Chungus.
Smash. Smash. Okay.
He's not going to shield for the first time in his life. And 24. And 31, 34, 36. Okay, he is very close. Halbjorn, anything else?
Like, how close is he?
Pretty close.
All right. Halbjorn's just going to say, remember, apologize on my behalf for the inconvenience. And then it's Samuel's turn.
And he's going to try and burn another legendary action to hopefully hit Samuel this time. Well, hopefully for him. And that's not going to hit either. Jesus Christ, why are you fucking rolling so bad, you dang boss? I mean, look at this. He's got plus 12 and he rolled a 6 and a 7. Last time he
Man.
rolled a 3. Samuel?
I know that pain. Samuel's gonna make an intelligence save. And fail it.
You gonna burn a
Alright.
second charge?
Nah.
Okay. Nina, do you have any specific requests? Can she hear us? No, I don't think she can. Does anyone have any specific requests for Nina? And I will roll one of her spells, unless someone minds.
I don't mind. Do damage to the boss. Preferably something that doesn't target armor. And doesn't hit us also.
Honestly, if Halbjorn's not taking a single hit this round, if you gotta
Yeah,
jump
but
and shoot,
I am low. I am low. Do not.
Oh yeah, you're up there too. You're hidden behind Samuel. Underneath Samuel, rather.
Samuel's underneath me. He's hiding behind my coat. But
I was wondering where the hell you were. Like,
Samuel's inside my space because he could.
oh, you're cuddling. That's cute.
Hiding behind my cloak, and then I let him out to do the murder.
Okay.
Shizzle
Oh
up.
shit! No, did it the wrong way. Nope.
It's Nina. Do you have any specific requests? I know you obviously can't drive and select things.
That would be a little bit more difficult. I had been trying to think of a way to. Hello?
Yep.
Okay, sorry, I forgot to turn off my Bluetooth connectivity, and it's been pitch and fits between the car and my headphones. Um, son of a bitch. I was gonna try and do something with the banshees and the maelstrom spell, but that was about as far as I had gotten before I realized it was time for me to try and run away.
I saw that was open. I liked that option. It's gonna, if you do an area of effect with how everyone's set up right now, then you're going to hit one of your teammates. And while you were gone,
Yeah.
Ciela took a decent amount of damage.
Okay, so no, never mind. I don't have a thought anymore because I don't want to do any more damage to Ciela under the circumstances.
My, oh, sorry.
That's okay. And doesn't have any. Okay.
You have a lower, you have a level 1 spell that's a single target.
Okay.
I was gonna just upcast it to 5.
Yeah.
Except for 21 doesn't hit. Does anyone have a way to increase that?
We have gander rats. Nope, same with sun.
I do not.
How, Bjorn?
Not looking like it.
Okay. That is unfortunate. 21's not gonna hit. So what do we have here? Ciela, it's your go.
Okay, starting with the spiritual weapon. Missed. She's going to cast Sacred Flame again.
For a dex save. 17. 18.
Rip. Okay.
Aelin, you want to kill the banshee in front of you, I assume, and then move on to someone else?
Yes, please.
There are 2 banshees next to Ciela. And there's 1 banshee just below the party.
I will go after one of the ones next to Ciela.
Okay. I'm gonna just roll these and then I'll move. 1, 2, 3, whatever 4 is in French. I didn't learn a fancy language. Okay, first, oh, did I not click it 4 times? Okay, so what do we got here? We got. Oh, I did click it 4 times. Just kidding. Okay. You're gone. You're here for advantage. Nope. Don't click that. And 14 to you. And Litchi gonna burn last legendary action on Samuel for 24. Samuel, do you have a way to raise your AC?
He would, but he's stunned.
Shit. So that's 21 points of damage. You're grappled. You have to make another intelligence save, this one at 20, or you're stunned.
Like super stunned.
Yeah, as in like you can't, there's no save for this kind of stun.
Okay, come on, baby. Let's get it.
Haha!
Oh, nice.
So shaking this one off, it's now a concussion.
That's it for Samuel. That's it for Aelin. That was it for you. That's it for Litchi. I think, right? Did you have something else in mind, Aelin? I'm sorry, besides your attacking.
Nope, that was it.
Okay. The Lich sees how bad he's in a condition. And so he says to you guys, he says, wait. He says, if you don't kill me, like I can provide you with untold amounts of, arcane knowledge of other bad things going on, like
Die, tentacle trash.
you guys are like, fuck
I
that.
was gonna say, oh, now he wants to. Mercy.
So obviously that was not well received.
Albion's just gonna stare at him. Menacingly. Yeah, one more meme before you kill him.
Oh, not what I wanted. I mean, it is, but it's not. He's gonna cast Thunderwave towards Harlan and Samuel.
All right, first level.
No. At 5th level.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, at 1st level, that sucks donkey dick.
It's actually really good
2d8?
yeah, but it's also really good at first level. Alright, Ciela's gonna counterspell it at 5th.
Ooh! There we go. Question is, does he burn a counterspell? Yeah, he burns a counterspell.
At what level?
5th. He's got very little slots left.
Harlan's gonna cast one at 4 and then make the roll. Try to make the roll. Got it.
Heck yeah. Okay.
He's just gonna counterspell battle the entire time.
You've done well on those counter spells. Jesus. That's not what I wanted. Up. Okay. Harlan, it's your go. He's on the ropes. He's trying to negotiate. That's how on the ropes he is.
Last 5th level magic missile for the day. 21 points of damage.
21 points. He's hit by the magic missile. And with that, it burns through the last of his bones, collapses, and turns into a pile of ash. The Lich is dead. The Banshees, in whether they were summoned there unnaturally or however the cause they are, they sort of evaporate into air. No more Banshees, no more Lich. Combat over. Can all breathe a sigh of relief.
Did you not hear the one that I already did? I think I need to take some books out of my backpack.
Halbjorn's. How much ash is there?
I mean, there's maybe like a pinch. There's not a lot.
Halbjorn's gonna put it in a vial and save it for later.
Okay.
What are you doing, Halbjorn?
Oh, you know,
Resurrect the Lich.
proof of our kill.
Resurrect the Lich.
That sounds like a terrible idea. Unless we
Sure
can make him
does.
our thrall or something like that.
You could
Nope,
have.
it is.
No one wanted to talk to him. Who
Yeah,
knows
well, we
what he
need to
would have
kill
been
him
willing to
first.
do.
It is. It was an abomination, and cried out for mercy, which we gave it.
We gave it the sweet, merciful release of death.
Exactly.
The glass panel underneath Harlan, Samuel, and Halbjorn disappears. You can make a dexterity save to avoid bludgeoning damage. Because otherwise you fall in 15 feet.
All right. 16 for Halbjorn. 14 for Samuel.
Okay, you guys are all
Whoa.
good. It was a pretty low save. I mean, you feel it starting to crumble under you, so it's not like you weren't prepared for it. Here's the tower. Tower's all yours. No one left in it. And this time I'm not being sarcastic.
I don't know about y'all, but this feels fucking good. We've been at this for how fucking long? Bumbling around with our fucking heads up our asses.
I would have said thumb, but yeah.
So what's in these lovely treasure chests?
You open this one. This one has a large amount of gold coins and gems. I would say the split is probably like 40,000 gold pieces and hundred gold piece gems of various kinds. The other chest contains like I would say a spell book, but that wouldn't really give it justice. This is like a grimoire. It's black and purple. The pages kind of stick out a little oddly. The book looks really old. There's also a large eye on the book, like looking at you when you open the chest.
The book looks at us. Okay.
With its one
Anybody wanna-
eye.
Is it
Were you
brown?
watching? Makes me think of like um, Army of Darkness, or what is the movie with the witches?
Which movie
Hocus
with the witches?
Pocus?
The Craft?
Thank you. Hocus
Oh.
Pocus.
Okay.
And this is the one that had the eye, right?
The
tome?
no, the one by Samuel. The one in front of you has all the money.
Money.
Money!
I actually have a soundbite for that. Big fucking surprise.
I think you have a soundbite to cover just about every scenario that we come across.
I try to.
Stop falling.
GH, here we go.
Now,
This one in
challenge number
particular, I just sort through like several dozen variations of it to find a decent one that didn't cut off too early or whatever. So you're welcome for my hard work.
so generous of you to share with us. That is good. I was thinking of the Pink Floyd one.
Thinking of what?
The Pink Floyd Money song.
Damn it, Cat, you kicked my dog out of his bed.
I think I had
What
that
else
one,
is a
but
cat
it got
supposed to do?
corrupted.
Let's see.
So, what's the plan with these treasure chest contents? Obviously taking the money. Probably.
Yeah.
Well, it is kind of our motif to take the money and run.
Well,
Not motif. MO. Ow. That was painful.
let's have a gander at that spell book.
So, are you having a look, or are you picking it up and flipping through it? Those are two very different things. That's why I want to be clear.
Well, as the only person who hasn't really taken any damage in this boss fight, Halbjorn's going to bite the bullet on this one. And hope that it doesn't turn around to bite all of you.
I mean, most likely going to happen is you're probably going to get cursed.
Well, I was thinking more along the lines of what happened in a different session where one of our players got possessed by the enemy. And while that was all well and good and scary, if it had been my character, nobody would have been able to deal damage to him, and that would have been a party wipe.
Ooh.
So anyway, with that in mind, Halbjorn is going to open up the book.
So you open up the book and you instantly feel like a surge of necrotic energy. So make a Constitution save.
Okay. Con save. Come on, don't fuck me now. Nice.
So it like it doesn't do any damage, but your hands are like, I don't know, as long as you continue to hold the book, your hands are like, I would say, shriveled. You go back to old man hands.
God.
As you flip through the book, you see that some of it is like handwritten spell formulas. Like how to cast this, and you've got a variety of different things. This looks like it would probably be the Lich's spellbook. But then towards the back, you see notes about his interactions with other people, at least other people he felt important enough to list. And the first entry says, I was gifted this book by a dark angel. He came to me in the shadows, and he offered this spell book free of charge. His only request was that I use it to spread chaos. And he says, I had a brief talk with this dark angel, and he he told me I am one of many plans to sow discord, and he wishes me the best of luck, happy hunting, and that's how that first entry ends. There's a few entries, this is the only entry where he details this dark angel. You get more entries about sort of his being cast out from the other Illithids for taking this arcane power. He has some entries about like other experiments that he's performed, trying to create different creatures, different monsters. And towards about the middle section or so, he starts detailing some experiments on that he performed on other Illithids. And it looks like what the experiments were for is how to perfect, like phylactery.
He was doing experiments on other Illithids on how to make the phylactery.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does
So
it detail what's needed? Sorry.
It details some ingredients that don't seem to make sense. Like he details some, like, it looks like vegetables. Fruits and vegetables that he used. So he'll have a note that'll say like 3 strawberries didn't work. And like 2 tomatoes, 1 head of broccoli, and then it'll say, creates, and then it'll say like a minor effect. which is especially weird for an illithid because they're not, fruit eaters. They're gray matter eaters.
So surely it's code for something.
Maybe.
Or
Maybe that just makes the gray matter taste better.
maybe discover something about our leafy greens that we haven't. Busy eating them.
I'm a broccoli and I look like a tree. I'm a walnut and I look like a brain. I'm a mushroom and I hate this game.
So the question is, from here, do you guys just exit the tower? Do you guys do more initial searching of the tower?
I would like
First
to
things first.
investigate.
I want to go
Sorry,
check on the
but-
dudes that. All I'm gonna say is I want to go check on the dudes we left at the door.
That's
Make
fair.
sure they didn't get murderized.
Is there something we could take and show to the townsfolk? We obviously can't give them its skull or its head or anything like that.
I think besides the vial of ashes, your main thing to show them would be his book.
Alright, well, while y'all are doing what you're going to do, Halbjorn's going to return to the streets below and basically try to rile the fucking population up into a frenzy. A good frenzy, mind you, now that the Lich is dead and the tower's cleared.
So
Wait.
how long has the Lich been a problem to the city?
Fairly recently, within the last 4 to 6 months. So while he hasn't been a problem very long, he's been a really bad problem for not very long. You also, when you said check on the dudes, they're all fine. And they all comment that they feel a lot more relieved. They feel more at peace. The tower doesn't have this like evil presence sort of to it. So when you guys come down, they're like, dude, you guys must have killed the Lich. Like things are a lot more peaceful now, it's a lot more chill.
That oppressive aura has been lifted.
Right, exactly.
Fantabulous. Can I do an investigation of the... Wow, that was a sad investigation of the tower.
So, throughout the tower, you find that you kind of find a lot of the sort of like negative magical effects have diminished significantly. Like either they're there but they're not working anymore, or they are not there entirely. I wouldn't say like there's no trace per se. It looks like everything had been set off, sort of thing. So like when you go back through and you see like there's the room where you had to go through like the glass that you couldn't see.
Oh yeah.
That room's completely open. Like you can just walk straight through. There's no barriers. There's no infinite darkness inside the dark rooms. There's still a lot of debris. The the teleport room, like if you like when you try it, it asks you, where do you want to go? Like which section do you want to go? You know, and you can choose the location that you're going to.
That's convenient.
Pretty much every bad thing that had happened that you guys had gone through is either no longer working or, like I said, just non-existent. The
Awesome.
the only note that I will mention, it's not a bad note, is that there's like the crystals that were in the room before, and there's that large spinning portal thingy.
Mm-hmm.
There's and now replace the crystals are no longer purple, they're like this clear sort of color. The ones that have been broken, obviously there's still glass shards around, or not glass shards, crystal shards. But where this large portal was, there's just like this magical, I would say it looks like a line or a string, because it's not really a straight line. You know, going from about 15 feet up, so 5 feet away from the ceiling, all the way to the ground.
Hmm.
Just like a glowing, I would say like a glowing golden thread sort of thing.
Okay. I want to touch it.
You really want to touch it?
Yes. All of my common sense says no, don't do it. But yeah, I want to touch it.
Okay, so when you touch it, roll an intelligence save. So you get this like piercing migraine, but at the same time you see like visions of other worlds. So you have like, for a moment, like purgatory flashes in front of you, and for another moment, you know, you see you see Nirvana, some, you know, a place you haven't seen or really heard about or done anything with. And then for a moment you see the netherworld. You know, you see all the fire and the, you know, darkness. You hear the screams of people, and each effect kind of lasts for about 30 seconds or so. And then you'll see, you know, like a different place in our world, in our plane. And just like different images of different places for as long as you continue to touch it. And you feel drawn to look, to like do more than touch it, like to just walk to it.
Well, that is fascinating, and I think I should probably quit touching it now.
Now that you've stopped touching it, you don't have quite as bad of a migraine, but you definitely still do have like a headache.
Okay.
Halbjorn, you said you go out to the town, correct? The rest of you guys go?
Yeah.
Is there more in the tower?
If possible, he'd like to have Harlan be present when he's whipping up the
Sure.
crowd for frenzy.
So even when Halbjorn just goes out, there is, a large crowd of people just on the other side of the bridge. They come out and they see you. They're easily excited, in a good way. That the people in the town sort of feel that this evil presence is gone as well. So as you mentioned it, they don't. It doesn't take a lot of convincing for them to believe that the lich is gone. You see the water under the tower sort of clear up. It's considerably, it's a considerably better atmosphere than before. While there's still, several problems and other issues out there in the town, for the moment, people are excited, joyful about what's going on. Is there anything specific you want to say to them? Anything specific you're looking for among the crowd?
Well, he's going to hold up the vial of dust and the book. Not too long on the book, though, before he stores it away. He's going to tell the people that these are all that are left of the abomination of the tower. We sent it to Cassandra's courts, and then he's going to, with the hand that had the book in it, he's going to hold up he's going to grab Harlan's arm and hold it in the air and say, "He dealt the final blow." And then he's just going to go on a bit of a spiel about how we did this. How, Yellowbeard was involved, how Nina was involved, how Alistair was involved. He's going to make it very clear who the major players in the vanquishing of the Lich was. The townsfolk.
That's good. And Alistair and Yellowbeard both make their way through the crowd, join you guys, congratulate you. They're happy you survived as well. Alistair makes an offhand comment about not being brought with. He said, "You guys you guys had 6 people and you didn't choose me as the 6th." He's like, "I'm offended." Not really offended, but jokingly offended,
Oh, well, there'll be plenty of other adventures to go on. We're not nearly done with this town yet.
Harlan and Halbjorn, why don't you make a perception check?
Don't mind if I do.
Yeah.
I knew you would enjoy it. Jesus, that 30 always fucking... So, Halbjorn, you're kind of caught up in the moment. You're, talking to people, talking to Alistair, talking to Yellowbeard. Just jovial. Harlan, I imagine you're a little bit more quiet, a little bit more perceptive. I imagine you're not a big fan of the spotlight as much.
Not at all.
You're kind of taking in, looking across, and you see some people from the back of the crowd, leave a little earlier than the rest of the crowd as it starts to dissipate, and people go back to their own thing.
Any discerning marks about those people? Like, is there anything I can tell about them? Like, do they look different than the others, or is this just general riffraff?
No, these people look, at the very least, a little more well clothed, and they're definitely equipped with some. From what you can tell, they're equipped with some very basic weapons, very simple weapons. I think would be the key word here.
So that now, would I recognize these people as being part of one of the guilds or something?
You definitely would. You would notice, like one of these people is wearing like a cloak with some blue on it. It's hard to tell distance wise, what the blue is. You know, like there's some sort of shape you can't quite tell what it is. But they've got, they all have these sort of darker cloaks on. And one of them specifically has like a large blue mark of some sort on their back. On the back of the cloak, I guess I should say.
Do I recognize that mark in any capacity?
No one specifically stands out.
No, do I recognize the mark, not the person, like the mark they
Okay.
have?
Why don't you make I would say another perception check. I have a good idea what you're gonna roll, but I'd like to see it anyway. So it looks to be some sort of hand, but not necessarily humanoid. Maybe like I don't know, some sort of beast, but it's not really rounded. It looks like it might have claws or talons. It has a general like hand looking mark, but it's not humanoid, and it doesn't look like mammalian, I guess would be a good way to say it. It doesn't look like a bear print or something, but you can definitely tell it looks like there are talons or claws at the end of this hand, sort of thing.
Now,
And that's
would I
what's
recognize
blue.
it as? Is that the symbol of the way of the fist, whatever they're called?
It looks more like the symbol that you've seen that's on the hand of the Seeker tattoo that you've seen a few times. It looks more like that than I would say it looks like
Secret tattoo? I don't know
like
what that is.
the guy who made the deal with Aelin way back, the kobold.
Oh, those people.
So the Iron Fist has like a metal fist sort of thing looking for their guild. Like a metallic silver sort of fist looking.
For sure. So I'm gonna go up to what's his face, dude who's in charge of the Vanguard. His name escapes me, and ask him about the people with the cloak if he knows anything about them.
So Alistair mentions, he says, I've seen he knows. He says that he knows of the Seekers. He's met some of them in passing. He's like, they're considerably better than the Cold of Azrael. He's like, I don't really know what their goal is besides, like dragon servitude. And less servitude and more like exaltation. Like they sort of believe that the most powerful dragons are their gods. And he says he's seen them on the like far east of town, mostly on the eastern edge of town. He's like, but I've never been able to find any hideout. He's like, and I don't have the manpower to, do a big, huge search. And they haven't really, they haven't been involved, at least outwardly involved, in any problems in town, any disturbances, any of that sort of thing. He hasn't noticed their involvement. So he's
Okay.
kind of just let them be. He's like, they're a cult. He's not a big religious person himself. He's like, religion's religion. There's a lot of crazies. He's like, they haven't done anything that's really screwed us over. So I haven't put a whole ton of effort into finding out what their activities are and stuff like that.
Okay, so I made note of them. We're gonna have to look into them. They are a problem.
Oh shit. Sorry.
You said we're going to have to look into them? Were you saying that to the group or to Alistair?
Yes, I concur. We do need to look into that.
Where do you guys want to go from here? I know, Jeff, you're low on time. Is that correct still?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna bounce here in about 10 minutes.
Okay.
How long were we, excuse me, how long were we up in the tower fighting the Lich?
So it's probably, I would say, like, you guys set out in the morning and it's, I wouldn't say dusk, but sunset,
Okay.
somewhere in
I
that sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, I think it would probably be a good idea to go back to our current home base and check in there and see what's going on with that. Check in with Yellowbeard, and as Jeff was saying, start those conversations with people in the realm of establishing a government of some sort.
Yeah, I get the feeling our next couple sessions are going to be a lot of talking to people and trying to get some things in motion.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm back. What'd I miss?
So what was the general response from the populace? Were they like generally happy that we had done this? Like where spirits high?
Yeah, no, they're looking at you guys like heroes, I guess would be the most adequate description. Saviors, maybe even in some cases. From the original opinion that they shared of you not too long ago, they were, where they were generally pessimistic about what you might be doing. They're almost, I would say, at least equally loyal to you guys as the Vanguard at this point. Halbjorn, what you missed is that, so were you here when we were talking about the guys who kind of separated from the group early?
No, I think I left right before that.
Okay. So while you were congratulating everyone, and like talking to the crowd and being a people person, Harlan sees these guys sort of break away from the crowd before the rest of the crowd sort of breaks up. And they were wearing black or dark cloaks, and one of them had this big, huge, it appeared to be some sort of like reptilian claw hand in blue. And this is it's the same symbol that you've seen on the Seeker's hands, like the kobold that Aelin made a deal with. And Alistair mentioned to Harlan that the group hasn't been outwardly involved in any of the sort of either minor or major problems in town. He's looked into them a little bit. He's seen them on the far east side of town. But since they haven't been aggressive or outwardly destructive, then he hasn't gone into a lot of investigation. Since there's, like he doesn't have the manpower to do like a full scale house to house search.
Okay.
Aylin, you said go back to the establishment. Is that correct? Anyone else?
I think that it would,
Anyone opposed to
Yeah.
that?
No, I think that's probably the play.
So you go back, and as you're going back, you know, Yellowbeard goes back with you guys. And he hands Harlan this note. It's for everyone. And he says, I gave you, you know, I got this letter just this morning, you know, shortly after you guys left. I haven't opened it. And he flips it over, and there's this seal, and it's a seal, like the stamp of the seal is this, you know, dragon claw looking impression. He hasn't opened it. He was like, I don't know. It looks he was like, it looks a little suspicious. He was like, it just showed up. He was like, I didn't see who turned it in. You know, neither did, you know, my bar manager. Like, no one saw how this, you know, this letter, we happened to look, and there was a letter on the end of the counter. He was like, otherwise, you know, like within the past, you know, half an hour, like people have been sending in requests for general help, you know, things that the city guard would do, you know, looking for help for you know, like bandit incursions that happen on the east side of town. You know, some like general welfare stuff, like helping wrangle up you know, livestock that's on the west side of town that's gotten loose. A lot of general things. He was like, but the requests have really picked up in the last, I would say, like half an hour. And he's like, depending on your guys's, you know, like depending on where you guys killed the lich, this would be about the time when you, like, about the time or shortly thereafter when you guys killed the lich. Because it takes a
Okay.
while to get up and down the tower.
Hmm.
And you guys did some basic investigation as well in the tower, you know, as you're coming down.
mhm.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Do you guys want to open the letter? Do you guys want to wait?
I think we need to open it. Well, first I'm gonna cast detect magic because I do it once a day. I want to make sure the letter isn't magical and gonna explode when I open it.
The letter's not magical. The seal itself has a spell on it, and I will tell you what kind it is in just a second. It is a abjuration spell.
Okay.
It's pretty weak.
Gonna open the letter. I'm gonna break the seal and open the letter.
When you break the seal, there's like a little, I would say, like the sound of a single bell chime, not charm. When you open it, it says, you know, like, if you're reading this, we know you've succeeded. And it says, we assume you killed the lich, which wasn't in our best interest, but it's in the best interest of the town. And it says, you know, like in 3 days' time, meet us at, it gives like a location. It's on the, it's just like it's like an abandoned warehouse sort of thing, way on the east side edge of town. You know, and it says, Come meet
Hmm.
come meet with us if
That doesn't sound like a trap or anything.
come meet with us if you have like once you have a better plan, once you've had a couple days for a better plan for where your next steps are. What's your next plan? Like what your next objective is.
Oh, we gotta meet with Nose too. I forgot and then remembered. Sorry.
Well, first of all, we have to take these ashes to Cassandra and get our reward from her.
That's why I wanted the vial, right? Like I said, I basically got to go now, so
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Farewell, auf Wiedersehen, safe travels.
I will see you next week.
Take
See you
care.
next week.
Safe travels.
Bye. Do you guys have any questions, thoughts, what you want to do, what you want to explore now?
Well,
I feel less bad about exploring with not a full group here because we're recording sessions now. So anyone can just easily, instead of looking at notes, just fill in and hear what you guys actually said and did.
well, what Halbjorn is going to do is he's going to meditate and try to get hold of his patron to a give give him the good news, and b request transport into purgatory. And he's going to explain that they have several people to meet in several days, and they must be back, within 3 days' time. Otherwise, they would come on their own power. They would enter purgatory under their own power.
So they the your like a hazy image of your of Cassandra Scythe appears to you, and it congratulates you on a job well done. It explains that due to the fickle nature of their timeless world, of Purgatory's timeless nature, that it might be best to wrap up whatever work you need to be done in the near future and then come, because like the flow of time is not easily controlled. And why Cassandra can do it, she's currently leading like a full-scale incursion on the Illithids. So she's a little bit occupied at the moment.
That is a shame.
But it congratulates you for the work, and it says when you return, or like when you do come, like she has a boon for your group. She has a gift for your group already picked out. That her Lady Death thinks that will be a large help to your group, and kind of leaves it a little bit vague.
All right. Well, he'll reply that he looks forward to it. And you'll get in touch with you'll get in touch again once they've concluded their business in several days' time. So we're gonna wait till next week to get those done then?
To get.
Like the boons and the levels and all that stuff?
Oh yeah, I forgot. You guys are all level 12 now. Haha, just kidding. I knew I was forgetting something. You guys haven't leveled in so long, I forgot.
Yeah, good lord, it's been a while. Forgot what it felt like.
Forgot what it felt like.
Well, you know how it is. It takes longer to go up levels once you hit a certain point.
It's very true. You have to do more things, especially in a milestone scenario.
I'm used to just killing more things.
Say that again.
Says I'm used to just killing more things. You know, Demon's like, there are X amount of creatures between you and your objective. And you know, you just clasp your hands together, say, thank you for this gift.
Go on a murdering spree. Is that how you do it?
Well, justified self-defense. But yeah, that's the gist of it.
Fair enough.
Well, shit. What are we gonna do then until the meeting at the warehouse? Or are we gonna wait till everybody else is on board for that one as well?
I kind of feel like even though there's the opportunity for them to, like catch up without having to worry about notes,
Right, making
like,
decisions.
yeah, without the whole group seems just not in taste
Yeah.
to me, at least.
There's definitely other things to investigate in town, other things to figure out in town that wouldn't necessarily need decision making. There is still, I know at one point you guys wanted to investigate or talk to Shaw or figure out what his deal is. I don't know if that's something you want to wait in to do as a group. There's other towns you can find out about other problems that are going on. You know, things have developed while you guys have been doing your stuff.
Yeah, that does. So Shaw was going on little adventures and just vanishing into apparently thin air, right? Am I remembering that one correctly?
Correct.
Okay. Now, it seems on the one hand, it would be very entertaining just to walk up to him and be like, "So where you going? What you doing? Who you meeting with?" And having him, having that conversation. On the other hand, subtlety is probably a better friend and or idea. And I am not a person of subtlety, so
Neither is Halbjorn for that matter. Yeah, just walk up on his ass and say, "Hey, what's up?
both of us.
What you doing? Yeah."
Where you going?
Can I come?
You want to do that then? You want to do that real quick?
Yeah, skipping along next to him, just swinging my big ass mace like it's a fucking toy or something.
That sounds like fun. Excuse me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize we were boring you.
Oh, if only it were boredom.
um. So you guys head over to the Path of the Iron Fist. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys go over, and nothing's really changed. It's still fairly dark and scenty on the inside, like incensey scenty.
Mm-hmm. Now,
Um,
does it smell
sorry.
just like incense? That's so sorry. That I mean, I interrupted you first. But does it smell just like incense, or does there like a feeling that goes with this incense?
Oh no! I would say it specifically smells. If you are well versed in the um well versed in the incense smells, this is like a very strong Nag Champa smell.
Yep. I know what that smells like.
Yeah.
Now, is this incense because you guys don't bathe and you need to cover the odor, or like is this trying to mix with the pot smoke? Like no judgment. I'm just really curious because it is a little strong and I got a bit of a tickle going on. Excuse me.
They're like, no, it just like sort of it's just sort of the like atmosphere we're going for, I guess.
Uh,
Like this general person who's up front. They're like, that's kind of a weird question to come in and just start asking, but like fair enough.
yeah, it's sorry. I just kind of, when you walk in, it's just one of those walls of blast to the face. It's not what I was expecting. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that. Sorry.
Oh, at least you're not sneezing your nose off like last time.
Yeah, it I don't get to pick what happens.
So they, he says, for ambiance and whatnot, he says, so, is there something we can help you with? Like,
Sorry,
what's your purpose here besides commenting on the smell of our building?
that was really rude. I do apologize. Um, is Shaw in? We'd really like to speak with him, please.
And, out from and someone, this front person says, just a moment, and they go behind this area. They go behind this front area, and there's like a curtain, passes by the curtain, passes through the curtain. You hear some whispering going on. It's hard to determine unless you guys want to make a perception check what they're talking about.
I'll do it.
Sure.
Oh, it's gonna be 20, and I don't remember what. I think it's a 2. I don't remember. That was not what I wanted to click. That was not what I wanted either. Ah, ha, 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 I can do it. I found it. Halfway found it, and I can read. There it is.
So, Aelin, you just hear indeterminate whispers between, it sounds like two people. Halbjorn, you can pick up that one is the voice of the guy who was at this front desk sort of area, and the other one is you're not 100% sure it's Shaw because you only talked to him briefly, but from what you can remember, it kind of sounds like him. And they like one's asking, like the front guy asks, like, hey, some people are, comes and tells this other voice, hey, some people are looking for you. And this voice that you believe to be Shaw says, like, who is it and where are they looking for? And just in like a low whisper, you hear the front person say, it's the heroes, and that's all he refers to you guys as. And Shaw says, like, I'll meet them, give me a minute. And so the front desk person comes back out and they say, Shaw will be with you in just a moment. Please, while you're waiting, feel free to look around in here, and if you have any other questions about our smells or whatnot, just ask. And he says that last bit pretty curtly.
Laughing is out of character, by the way. Aylin's better at keeping a straight face than I am.
And so after a couple minutes, then Shaw comes out, and you see this guy who he is. Let me pull up his shit. I wrote notes about how he's supposed to look. He's got like a I would say like a ranger cowl. He's got these bracers on his arms. You see what appear to be like either rings on all of his hands or on all of his fingers except for his thumbs, or possibly because he has his hands away from you, could possibly also be some sort of like brass knuckles, perhaps, because they're all the same color. They have some like a rune on each of the front. He's wearing shorts, like battle. I don't know, not gym shorts. He wears like a leather vest that doesn't come together. He's very, very fit. He's in sandals. Let's see. He's average height, but you can tell from him, and he's bald, but he's got like a lone blonde ponytail. He looks to be, fairly close to your guys' age. But you can tell from his ears that he's got some elven blood in him. Not like a full elf, but some, like some amount of elven blood in him.
Okay.
So, how old is Aelin actually?
Aylin's like 35 or some shit.
But in in elf years, half elf years, how old is that?
Is she half or whole?
Half. It's
My
like
lord,
just barely out of childhood.
okay. Now I was about to say, like, in terms of years, she's actually 1 year younger than Halbjorn. But
I say?
in terms of wisdom,
Probably
clearly she's got
significantly less.
masters.
Probably less, yeah. Mm.
I don't know. So Shaw's like what? Late 20s?
Right. Yeah, approximately.
Gotcha.
But he's, I mean, in the parts of his body that you can see, there's a lot of scars. So while he may be young, it looks like he has plenty of, at the very least, battle experience.
Okay.
So he comes out and he says, you know, welcome, heroes. You know, like, what can I, you know, like, how can I assist you guys today?
Well, first of all, out of character, how long did it take him to get out from his office?
I would say less than 5 minutes, between 3 and 5 minutes.
Okay. Halbjorn's going to look at him and say, thought you said you'd be out here in a minute.
And he says, you know, like I had to put clothes on and put myself together and stuff like that. He's like, I apologize for that. I apologize for making you guys wait. He says, but now that I'm here, what can I do for you?
I'm sorry, I was just really stuck on the fact that you were hanging out naked. Seems kind of like an odd thing to do, but anyways, why? We had a couple of questions for you. Would you like to? Is there any possibility that we could have a private conversation with you, or did you want to just like hang out here in the entryway?
He says, you know, like we can and he sort of he looks back at the guy, the front desk person, and makes like a series of whistles. And the guy who's at the front desk, you know, goes to the front, closer to where you guys are, because I imagine you guys are kind of in the middle of the room right now. And he, you know, goes to the front door and pulls down this big, huge, you know, like wood barring thing, flips over the sign that says closed. And then he leaves through the back. And Shaw says, you know, feel free to speak freely now, like no one else is around. And we shan't be interrupted.
Do you always lock your guests in with you?
He said, no, I just don't want anyone coming in. He says, he's like, the door's easy enough to open again. You know, like it doesn't bar the door. Like the door swings out. He's like, so if you really feel the need to, you know, like leave, it's only going to stop people from coming in. It's not going to stop people from going out.
Well, I suppose we should get down to brass tacks. We'd like to know more about this secret society you've been involved in.
He, like a very solemn face, like his facial expression doesn't change. And he says, like, he kind of questions it. He's like, the guild, like, I can tell you all about the guild if you want. And he starts just, like telling you general facts about the guild. Who the general membership and stuff like that.
So when you go off on these little jaunts and disappear down alleyways that have no outlet and vanish, or enter buildings that don't have any apparent doors and or windows to enter and or exit by, you're doing this on guild business?
He says, everything I do is guild business.
Hmm.
He says there is no
Okay.
business besides the guild.
Okay.
So your guild is part of the secret society, then? Is that what you're saying?
He says, he replies, I'm not sure how secret we are, but he was like, I suppose maybe our actions are a little, secret, but that's the same as any guild, He's like, I'm not, he's like, I'm not sure what you mean, what you're getting at, sort of thing.
Let me see what my persuasion is. I guess he's gonna try a persuasion roll on him. It's like, look, cut the shit.
Okay,
We came here for a reason.
persuasion it up.
You bastards. Goddamn cat. Sorry.
And he says, like there's he's like, we often have covert missions. Sometimes I like to check in on them. He's like, so maybe that's what you're thinking is secret, but he's pretty adamant that there's nothing quote unquote secret going on. He was like, sometimes we do stealth missions, like we take dirty jobs. He says, so sometimes I have to be in and out without being seen. It's like, it's one of my many services. He says, perhaps you'd like to acquire them for your developing establishment.
Where are those notes at?
I didn't hear you, Jacob.
Oh, I was talking to myself. Where are those notes at?
Oh,
I know there's
okay.
a note that says he's part of a secret society. And I want to see if maybe I'm wording it incorrectly.
No. You're wording it 100% correctly. That's in his character info bio sheet from
Gotcha.
Yellowbeard.
He's just being intentionally evasive.
Yes.
He is intentionally misconstruing our question. So you are, let's see, how am I going to phrase this? Does your so you are the head of your guild. Is your guild connected to any other guilds, or not just guilds, but other governments, and more than just a we'd like to hire you kind of way, but in more of a partnership, permanent alliance, we are working towards the same goal way?
He says, well, our one of our goals would be to spread our influence, to have bigger jobs from far away. He says, so we have lots of operations across the continent. He says, but this is our this is our main base of operations. He says, you know, like we take jobs no matter, you know, like as long as the jobs pay, we take jobs. You know, like we like to think of ourselves more as a tool without you know, without a purpose besides who's ever wielding said tool.
So you know you don't have an allegiance to, or you don't have a particular preference in the way that things are run as long as you're getting paid for it.
He said, yeah, that's pretty much it. As long as we're getting paid, you know, like we're not, whatever happens, you know, like we just do the job. We just do what we're hired to do. We're mercenaries. It's not more complicated than that.
Uh-huh. Alcohol hurts.
Yes, sometimes, especially when it goes into your lungs.
Yeah, that or when you sliced open the pad of your thumb earlier today and you are trying to make sure that it is clean.
Ooh, yeah.
So you're rubbing alcohol over probably should have gotten a stitch or two for it cut.
Mm. Are you all right?
Oh yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm stubborn.
Ha. Yes.
Alcohol and a Band-Aid. It'll be fine. I knew it was going to hurt, but it's deeper than I expected it to be. Yes. So, anyways, let's see. There was and you keep a record. You keep a record of the jobs that you've done, right? And the people that you've worked with.
He said, yeah, of course.
Yeah, that
You
makes
know,
sense.
we need those records both for our own purposes and so we can see, you know, how many times we're working for the same person.
And their end goals mean absolutely like next to nothing to you, right?
He says, yeah, no, pretty much like, you know, he tells you of a time that one time he was hired by, you know, they were hired by one rival lord. And then when they had finished the task, they were hired by a different rival lord. And he said, you know, like we did one task for one and against the other, you know, like we did back-to-back jobs where they were pretty much erasing what we had done work for the other job.
That actually sounds quite frustrating.
He says, no, not at all. He says both lords paid us handsomely, so, and you know, like because of it, more lords employed us, so no, we're fine.
That's fair. Halbjorn, did you have anything else for this
This what?
fascinating individual?
Not so long as he's going to keep hiding the truth from us.
Yeah, I do personally prefer dealing with people who are very honest and upfront. It just makes things so much easier.
You know, and he
Mm.
comments back, he's like, what have you asked that I haven't told you? You know, like I'm being pretty dang honest.
We have it on good authority, very good authority, in fact, that you are a member of some manner of secret society. We're going to be taking this town.
Bit cultish type of society.
Yeah. And when we do, we're not going to have any room in it for people who operate in half truths and deceptions. So if you want to continue working in this town, it would be within your best interest to work with us. It's not a threat. I'd like to work with you.
You know, and
In
he
case you haven't noticed, there's literally an apocalypse going on right now.
you know, and he replies, you know, like I'd be happy to work with you guys. He says, but you know, like as long as the cost is right. He was like, you know, we don't discriminate against people. He was like, I've been very honest with you. Answered your questions completely.
Insight check this motherfucker.
Yes.
Watch me with that sick +1.
I would like to try as well.
Okay.
Ooh, look at you, the clutch.
So you can tell that Halbjorn, you think he's being 100% honest. He seems to be 100% honest.
Okay.
He seems to be 100% honest to you, Halbjorn. That's how I'd word it. I think out of character, you're very, very well aware that it doesn't seem like he's being very honest.
Well, he's also very suspicious of him in character as well.
Right.
He has been since he met him.
He seems to be honest. Aelin, you can tell that he's dancing around something, but you're not exactly sure what it is.
Okay. I'm trying to think of okay.
He's very monkey pawing right now.
Yeah. So if so he claims that he was in and this I'm assuming it's a rat tail because you said he's bald but he has a braid.
No, like a long ponytail. I would say like what's that guy's name? David Carradine. You know, like most of the character he plays, he has this like decently long ponytail to about his shoulder blades.
Okay.
So like bald except for ponytail to shoulder blades.
Okay. All right. And then given his state of general semi dress,
Mhm.
I'm just trying to think about how I could like call him out on his bullshit. But I'm trying to think if I could. Wait a minute. No, that would be kind of like because I just now thought of it. That would be bad. I mean, unless because I have that. What's it? The um the thing with the study your enemy.
Ooh, okay. So what does that say?
I have to
Because
find it.
that would be very helpful in this scenario.
Why can't I think of these things as they are happening? My brain only works in the past tense. Like, I'm sorry. I don't work in the present. I work in the past and or the future. There is no now for me.
Well, I was just laughing because I think of
The power of God. Okay.
Just saying.
You make a charisma. No.
I just wanted to say sorry while you're thinking of that. If you see random rolls, it's because Character Mancer is not working on my characters at least. So I'm having to manually update what would go on at 12, which is really easy for level 12, but it's going to be a real bitch when I have to go past. Like on the levels where it's just you know, like ability score improvements, super easy.
mhm.
Oh crap! I'm gonna have to stay after Big Surprise and talk to you about Halbjorn's thing, ain't I?
Okay. Well, I mean, you don't have to.
All right. My own personal notes have failed me.
Just want to make sure I get everything
And
right.
Battle Master. Know your enemy. Starting. Okay, so if I spend a minute observing or interacting with another creature outside of combat, I can learn information. So the DM tells me if the creature is equal to, superior, or inferior in regard to 2 of the following characteristics. Strength, dexterity. I don't think I want any of them. Okay, strength score, dexterity score, constitution score, armor class, current hit points, total class levels, or fighter class levels. And that would be super, super fucking helpful in battle. However, for
So
strength,
go ahead and
dexterity,
get-
armor.
Nice.
No, I'm not gonna. I don't think that would not really help me all that much. Oh, that's why Eldritch Knight. I'm not doing that. Okay. Nope. That didn't help. That was a failure of a brainwave. Yes, I took your cover away.
Man, I want to tell you so bad, but there is, because you even like started to mention something that would help you out, but I can't. I can't.
I know.
I can't.
Can't you though?
I mean, I can, but I can't. I can't. This is
If I were
something you guys
to
have
do
to
like
find out on your own.
yeah,
Oh, wait, hold on. What were you saying?
perceive using like doing a perception check on like his appearance and how like his actual like his put togetheredness and like his general behavior to
Sure.
see if it
I love the
okay.
perception check. Let's see it. So you're not sure if it's a burn or because you have dark vision. So you can see that there's part of his hand that you can see that has like a different coloring to it because you have dark vision and you're looking him over. But it's hard to tell what color or what that looks like on his hand, you know, because you can only see the sort of top of his hand because his hands are facing away from you. Like the palms of his hands, I mean, are facing away from you. But right about the wrist, there's like some sort of different coloration that looks like it could be like a scar, a burn, a something that like comes up to about the middle of the back of his hand from around his wrist. You know, like curls around it, I guess I would say is a good way of thinking of it.
How close am I? Am I like, you
So
know,
fucking close. So close.
like Like no, like physically close standing to him.
Oh, I would say I don't know, like maybe I don't know, 5 feet away. You're within melee distance.
Fabulous. This is amazing. Okay, so now I am going back into character now. Oh my goodness. Are you okay? Let me see your hand. And I just walk straight up to him, pick up his hand, and like turn it over. Oh my gosh, this looks terrible. Do you need medical attention?
So make a grapple. So it'd be like athletics against his acrobatics or athletics. See if he pulls away from you fast enough.
Since I am not a strength, but I am a dexterity person, could I do acrobatics
Yes.
instead?
Yes.
And can Halbjorn assist in that? 'Cause he's
Sure.
very much a strength boy.
Sure.
All right, let's do an athletics roll.
Ooh!
Just got his ass on lock. He's like, mm-mm-mm-mm.
So Aelin kind of gets in close, like reaches for his hand. Halbjorn doesn't immediately recognize what's happening, but as soon as he does, Shaw tries to like slip his hand out of your grip, and Halbjorn just catches like his middle finger, like just barely enough of the knuckle to like keep him from slipping away. And you see this large blue claw that like comes from his palm and like curls around his hand. And like goes into, like part of it goes into the greaves, like, or bracers. I don't know which word I use. I mean the same thing. Like this large blue tattoo on his hand. And, like, he's like, release me, like very commanding all of a sudden.
Oh, but this looks
Halbjorn.
painful.
Halbjorn
It
just
should
looks at him
receive
and says,
attention.
no. Explain.
And he says, like, this is a mark I was given at birth. Like, I don't like to talk about it. Like, I don't like, I don't like to talk about my past or what happened to me. So this is just, a mark from then.
Is this the same style of mark that was on the seal of the envelope that Harlan
Yes.
opened?
Yep, 100%.
Mm-hmm. So, I would like to do an insight on him to check to see if he, was telling the truth or not about it being past.
You believe when he says that it's from birth or like from childhood, however you like, this tattoo is clearly very old.
Mhm.
You would like to believe that it's in the past.
Halbjorn would also do an insight check.
Well, I can definitely tell you that you're pulling on my heartstrings just a little bit, and I do feel just a smidge sorry for you, but I'm not entirely convinced that you have left all this behind.
Halbjorn, you can tell that he seems to have either a lingering connection or like maybe he thinks about it a lot, like he still has some connection to it, whether or not he left his life behind or not. Like I would say, have you guys seen Fast and Furious, any of them?
Yes.
Okay, so after the events of the first one, whenever Brian, like before he gets back together with Dom, like he may have quote unquote put that life behind him, but he hasn't put to rest the memories of it. At the very least, that's what your opinion is, Halbjorn.
Okay. All right. Well, it's gonna go ahead and let him go.
He jerks away quickly, and when he does, he pulls back his hand into a fist. Not like he's gonna punch, but jerks away. His hand automatically clams up, and when it does, you can see these runes that are on. And when you pulled over, I guess I should mention this. You could tell that when you jerked his hand around, it's not rings. It's like a brass knuckle sort of looking thing.
All right.
And when he pulls his hand away and makes it into a fist, you can just see these runes that were on the front of this, well, now brass knuckles that are covering the rings like his finger. You can just see them light up all of a sudden. And they start to glow, and then he releases his hand, and they stop.
So why don't you tell us more about your connection to the Dragon Seekers of Knowledge?
He, starts off saying, he was born into it. It was something his father was a part of. His father was an elf who had seen lots of, honestly, lots of bad things in the world. And he saw it as a way to get back to the way things used to be, is how he puts it.
The way things used to be, huh?
Sorry.
I'm guessing you said your father was an elf, and so one of the really old ones.
Says, yes, my father was already 700 years old when I was born.
Okay. So he yeah, okay. That makes sense. Thank you for the clarification.
He says, I left the group in my youth. He says I really haven't I've kept tabs on them occasionally. I still have a lot of my whole family was a part of it. Not just, well, everyone on my father's side. He was like, I've never met my mother. So I can't tell you if maybe her side was involved or not. He goes on to say, they're he's not he knows that their enrollment, their scope, however you want to look at it, is vast and large. He was like he's like the cult of Azrael, the servants of Azrael. He was like, we outnumber them at least 40-1, maybe even 50-1 now. It's like we have operations across, all of the plane. And then he says that, they try and take dangerous items and artifacts away, out of the public view, out of the public's hands, so that bad things don't happen. Essentially, is how he puts it.
No.
He's like, I don't know what else you would like to know.
Okay, so sorry, go ahead, Helmion. You first.
No. Well, so far we've met others who claim to be affiliated with your organization. And while they appear to share the same views, some of them have mentioned bringing back the dragons.
He was like, there is a, there is a, I'm trying to think of how to put it. He's like, there is a subsect that is a little more traditional, orthodox, however you want to look at it. That takes the view that going back to the old times should mean the times when dragons and the Archfey ruled the plane. He was like, there are some members like that. Sure, like there's a subsect. He was like, but the vast majority really wants things to go back to a time when there was more peace. Like he was like, there's widespread fighting now. Even if you think of on a smaller scale, like bandit incursions are pretty common. Like your average person has a sword, has a shield, like is willing to defend, like has a certain amount of combat experience just from bandits coming. And he's like, this is all over. He says so the larger group, the majority of our sect is more just looking for ways to neutralize problems. I like how I worded that.
Yeah. So, really quick here, you are talking an awful lot in the inclusive we. Is this force of habit or because you're still involved?
Oh, he's like, no. Like, it's more of a remembering times when I was younger. Like, that's how the operation worked then. That's how we, quote unquote, operated at that point. How the group operates at this point, like I'm not super involved with their how they run things at this current point.
Well, they seem to be causing a lot of problems instead of solving problems and making life really difficult for the average person. And we would like to make life easier for the average person.
He says, like he interjects, he was like, I too would like to see things simpler for the average person.
Okay. And to that end, how to say this here? I would you be willing to cooperate with us in making sure that I understand that as your guild operates right now, you don't turn any job down as long as it pays you. But in order to attain a certain peacefulness, would you be willing to work with us and maybe change that policy a bit?
He thinks for a second and he says, you know,
Gonna
for
add some persuasion on there.
yeah, throw some persuasion on there.
And you know what? Hal Bjorn will assist that if he can. Just stare at him. Maybe a little less menacingly than usual.
He says, you know, like, we would be happy to exclude certain patrons from our lists of jobs that we take. He was like, for a price of some sort. He says, not necessarily money, like, you know, but for you know, like a favor or items or power, you know, he was like, for a certain price, we'd be willing to exclude certain patrons from the jobs that we take.
Okay, and then now we are obviously only representing a small portion of our larger decision-making group at this moment, and I believe that it would be most beneficial in order to take these negotiations up once again when we have our larger decision-making group together.
He says, yeah, sure. You know, like, you don't have to make any decisions right now.
So we're just trying to open the door to friendly negotiations at this point, and I am very bad at first impressions. I do apologize.
He's like, no, it's fine. Like, you know, I understand. You guys want to talk to your, you know, talk to the rest of your group and stuff like that. Like, go ahead. He says, you know, we're open. Like I've said, we're open to working with other groups, you know, modifying our ways. He says it's as necessary. He says, you know, and since our operations are so large, you know, we bring a lot to the table. He was like, so don't forget that when you're thinking about trying to lowball us on price. Essentially, is what he says.
That definitely makes sense. Definitely makes sense. Thank you for the conversation.
He says, I will be anxiously waiting your reply. And, you know, he says, he reaches out with his hand that's tattooed and, you know, to offer a handshake. And he says, you know, like, I look forward to doing business with you. Do either of you guys shake his hand?
I'm really sorry. I actually have a really bad experience with tattoos and hands. Can I shake your other one?
You know, and he sort of smirks, I guess would be a good way of saying it. And, you know, he extends his other hand and he says, you know, sure, no problem. Whatever.
Thank you. I appreciate that consideration. At the end of the day, I like to hit things, and I am really not good at diplomacy, so I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
All right. And don't you have an ambassador background?
Yeah, I know. Isn't it great?
Just so we're clear. Just double checking here.
Yeah. Yep. I am charming in my rusticness, okay? People like me for the fresh reality that I present and not the overstuffed stuffiness.
They're like, oh man, she's so adorable. We can't be mad at her.
The fact that I'm like 3 feet shorter than you has nothing to do with this, right?
Hal Bjorn, on the other hand, has the mercenary background. Does he? No, he has a wandering folk hero background. What the fuck?
Is that
I don't
much?
think I've used that at all.
No, I don't think so either.
Well, it's too late to change it.
No,
Well,
and I
he's a
mean you
wandering
come
folk
from
hero.
a background. You know, you come from
Yeah.
a mercenary group, so similar circumstance.
Yeah. Would you like to know a fun fact about that?
Are you asking
Obviously.
me or Shaw?
Halbjorn used his mercenary work to worship Cassandra, because every time he killed somebody, he was sending them to her court. And he's killed a lot of people.
Um, well, it
Well, you know,
is.
the more you know about who you're working with.
Yep. It is about that time. So, whatever you guys want to do, have plans for, just thought I'd mention that.
Yeah, I have to try and be a responsible adult and maybe go to bed early because I have not been sleeping for like the last couple of weeks and everything in my life is suffering for it.
Hmm. So,
Yeah.
go sleep then.
That's the plan and or the attempt that's going to happen. So I will do character upping stuff at a later date and I will give you a holler if I need anything.
Okay. Have fun.
You too. Take care. Stay safe.
Yep. Bye.
Have a good day. Okay, so I'm replacing class features. And a thought occurs that Blessing of the Solar